a chair or a couch. It's not mandatory to sit on the floor for breath work. So I invite you to close your eyes down and place the hands just where they want to land. Don't overthink it. So palms face up or down. Sometimes hands on the body can help. Hands on the body is like a self-soothing like posture, or whatever you want to call it. So if you're feeling a bit more anxious or a little bit more unsettled, the hands on the body can be really good just to settle you down. And you can do that anytime through the day. Like if you're getting anxious at work or whatever, I find myself doing it. If I'm on emails, I might feel myself put a hand on the body. It's just a habit that I'm into now, and that can be really helpful, a really helpful tool and technique for stress management through your day. So we're going to close the eyes down. Palms face up often represents for yogis in a position to receive, like you're open to receiving energy. Palms face down is a bit of a grounding pose. So it's more about I feel up in the air, or I feel tense and I want to just come back down and find my grounded seat. So choose an option, close the eyes down, take a deep breath all the way in through the nose. And a long breath all the way out. And you might be able to hear that I've activated Ujjayi breath, so that's a little constriction in the back of the throat. So inhale through the nose, all the way down to the bottom of the belly. Expand through the heart and the back of the chest. And then exhale. Control the exhale, so actively and deliberately push it out. And then push that last little bit of air out with that lower core. So squeeze up and in here and push the air out. And then inhale, relax it a little. Flood the lungs, fill up the lungs. And exhale all the way out. So just let your shoulders drop away from your ears and slightly lean back into the back of your heart. Inhale into the belly, the ribs, the back, the chest, and exhale, chest, back, ribs, and belly. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, feel your sitting bones ground down, 3, 4, feel your spine lengthen upwards so your crown is lifting. We're going to just change it a little bit, so that was just to settle into your seat. We're going to do some Nadi Shodhana, which is a great way to just to balance out. The yogis will talk about balancing the yin and the yang, so balancing your masculine and feminine sides that coexist within each of us. So we're going to block the right nostril, empty the breath all the way out, close off your right nostril with your right thumb, inhale just through the left nostril only. Top of that inhale, block off your left nostril with the pinky, and then exhale through the right only. And inhale through the right. Pause and exhale through the left. And I invite you to go at your own pace, just because the alternate nostril breathing can be a little bit more uncomfortable. You might have one nostril that's harder to flow air through than the other, so just work with what you have. Try not to sniff, rather let that breath just glide through that nostril. Then switch sides and exhale. Same thing, don't try and blow your nose. And just let that air slowly flow out. Inhale. And exhale left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Coming back to that natural breath. And just a nice, slow, deep, but even breath. So see if you can even the flow of the breath on the inhale. And let it flow out evenly on the exhale. Just going to rub the hands together. Going to build up a nice heat between the palms, and then just cup the hands over the eyes. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Gently open the eyes in that cupped position. And then slowly let the cracks of light in. And slowly bring the hands down. Well done. We're going to come onto the hands and knees and just stretch out these legs. Shift the prop to the side. Okay. And then coming onto the hands and knees. So spread your fingers and press your palms. You want to have your wrists stacked under your shoulders and your knees stacked under your hips. And then pull that belly up and in, but we also want to have soft shoulders. So we want the heart to start to move forward towards the front of the mat, looking straight down or just a little bit forward. So the neck is just long. And then gently press into the palms. So gently press into the thumb and the forefinger and gently press the thumb upwards towards the front of the mat. Shoulder blades move down the back. Lower rib cage pulls in. Lower core pulls in. Inhale, deep breath here. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Round out through the spine. Inhale, so tuck the chin to come forward. Round out. And then exhale, lift the heart. Keep the belly pulling up and in. Sit the sitting bones back. Inhale, round out, come forward. Exhale, press, so lift up, press the heart forward, pull the belly in, sit the sitting bones back. So gently opening into the spine, awakening the spine. Inhale, bring it forward. And then exhale, lift the heart, squeeze the core, press the sitting bones back. Hold it here. Inhale, take a deep breath into the back of the heart. And a long breath out. Inhale, slowly come to sitting up onto the heels in a Japanese seat or standing on the knees. From standing on the knees, we're going to step the right foot forward. So just going to wake up the hips and hamstrings. This will wake up the glutes a little bit. But it is a gentle class, so we're just gonna take it easy. Inhale, and exhale, sink into the front knee. We wanna just keep pulling that belly up and in, so keep the hips stable, pelvis stable. This is probably less of a cue for men, just because generally men have that stability in the hip area, women often don't. On the exhale, like myself, so I have to work extra hard to suck the core in, just to keep that pelvis stable. Women have the capacity for their hips and pelvis to move around, as we know, for childbirth, but it's not so great just in daily life. So, and just sitting back to start to open into that hamstring. Inhale. If you need to grab onto something for balance, do so. Furniture or a chair or something on the side. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, sit the sitting bones back. Pull the belly up and in. You can, if you want, flip the toes, but for myself, I feel a better stretch when I keep them down. And then inhale, bring it forward. And then exhale, sit it back. This time we'll bring the hands forward. And again, if the floor is too far away, bring it closer towards you. So get a prop, bring it up. Inhale, do the same thing. Inhale, lunge it forward. Exhale, sit it back. So this time I'm flipping my toes because I feel the stretch better when I flip my toes. So just really, I invite you to experiment your own body. Everyone's body is different. Inhale, and choose either option. Exhale. Some yogis will say choose the option that's more challenging. Inhale, bring it forward. Because you know that's the area you need to work. And then exhale, sit it back. But I don't agree with that. I say choose the option that's going to be more beneficial for your body, because sometimes the one that your body doesn't want to do, your body's rejecting it for a reason, and it could be your biomechanics, your anatomy. So you want to work with the one that's more beneficial. So use your intuition a little bit. Inhale, bring it forward. And then exhale, hold it here, and just starting to move a little into the glutes. So flip your right foot to its outer blade. And then inhale, bring it forward, and exhale, sit back. Just not very far. I know this is a bit more intense, but this is starting to open into the glute and that outer thigh area. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, sit it back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, sit it back. Nice, and then flip that foot back to its sole. Inhale, rise back up. And then exhale, we're gonna bring that knee back. Nice. This time, step the left foot forward. Inhale. And then exhale, so squeeze the belly up and in. Sink that left knee forward, or sink forward into the left knee. Inhale here, and then exhale. Start to sit back. So I'm leaning forward, that's kind of for balance, but you can still feel that stretch. So the point of this is to start to open into the hamstring. So get yourself positioned so your hips are square and you're starting to open to the hamstring. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, sit it back. I used to give lots of really specific cues, but I've since learned that some cues don't work for some people's bodies. So I'm trying to, the cues that I use are more about telling you what to try and feel, but also some certain cues about being aligned. Inhale, sink forward. And exhale, sit it back. So inhale, come forward. Let's bring the hands down to the floor or a prop. Just shifting that foot over. So again, you know, if you feel like your foot needs to be more in or more out just to make space for your hips, do that. So arrange your hips in a position that feels aligned for your hips. Inhale, sink forward. Exhale, sit the sitting bones back. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, sit the sitting bones back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, sit those sitting bones back. So inhale, bring this forward, flip the left foot to its outer blade. So this is where we start to get into the glutes. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, just very gently starting to sit back. This one's more intense, so don't push too hard. The body's not that warm yet. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, press back. I just got a click. That's never a great feeling. Inhale, bring it forward. And exhale, press back. So inhale, come forward, flip that left foot back to its sole, and then exhale, rise up, inhale, and exhale, bring this knee back. I'm gonna come back to hands and knees, and again, let's just reset the spine. So pressing back into a child's pose. Inhale, round forward. And then exhale, press the heart forward, squeeze the belly, sitting bones come back. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, heart comes forward, press back. And then inhale, slowly sit up. Round the spine up, shoulders drop down and roll down the back. We're actually gonna come back to the sitting bones just to bring a little bit of heat in. Nothing too strenuous. It's just, we want the body to have a little bit of heat, a bit of fire, because it helps it open more for the yoga stretches. So sitting up with the legs straight out forward. You can have a little bend in the knees, that's okay. We're gonna click the thumbs together, butterfly. And then inhale, soft shoulders, long spine, lifted heart. Exhale, slowly lower down. Get warm in the core. You should get that shaking, vibrating feeling in the core as you come down. Inhale, reach the arms above the head. Exhale, squeeze the belly up and in. Should be vibrating in the core as you come up. And then fold forward as far as you can go. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, lower down. Nice and slow. So you can hear my core vibrating in my voice. Inhale up. Reach the fingertips, point the toes, so toes and fingers away from each other. Exhale, squeeze core, rise up. Fold forward. Inhale up, sit it up, straight spine. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze core, sit up. Fold forward. Inhale up. And exhale here. And coming back onto hands and knees, tabletop position. From here, we're going to go a bit side on. So right toes are going to swivel to the right. This is getting my left and right correct. And coming onto that right hand, or those right palm, and the left toes point, and they're in line with the right knee. So squeeze the belly up and in, gently press the floor away from you, gently press the pelvis forward slightly. So get that alignment happening. Inhale, sweep the left arm past the face. And exhale, wind it back. So opening into the shoulder. Just look in a position that's okay for your neck. So you can look down or look up. Up will be a little bit less comfortable. So if your neck's a bit sensitive, look down. Inhale, sweep, mine is. So I'm gonna look down, exhale, wind it back, reach back so you get that big opening through the armpit. Inhale, sweep. And exhale, wind it back. This time we're gonna bring the left hand to the hip, inhale, and then exhale, bend the left knee in. So we wanna see if we can grab this left foot. If you can't, this is where it's good to have a scarf or a belt, or if you have a yoga strap handy, to hook around the foot instead. So grabbing onto the foot or hooking the foot with something, inhale, and then exhale. Again, squeeze the belly up and in, start to press the pelvis forward slightly, and press your left foot and hand into each other. And we're gonna direct that left heel to outside the left glute or left thigh. So it's not trying to hit your bum, it's actually just a little to the side. You should feel that opening in the quad and the hip flexor. Inhale and exhale. And then gently release, inhale. Exhale, come back to hands and knees. So you might feel a bit of tension in the right wrist. Feel free to just give it a roll out. My wrists are very sensitive. They always have been. So I always like to roll mine out afterwards. Doesn't matter how strong my hands get. They still get sore. There's like it's because they're very mobile. So my joints will just keep moving and moving. So when there's weight on it, it will keep moving, even though my hands are strong. But a funny thing about yoga is it makes your feet and hands strong and wide. So like my hand span's really wide now, and that's from yoga. That's from all the down dogs and hands on the floor stuff. So you start to notice weird things like that. We're gonna go the other direction. So the left foot swivels to the back, come down onto the left hand, and then reach those right toes away. Let's see if I've got some room here. We're going to inhale this right arm up past the face, and exhale, wind it back. For one, inhale, sweep it. Exhale, wind it back. And two, inhale, sweep. And exhale, wind back. Three, let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Right hand to the right hip. Bend that right foot in. So grabbing on with your hand, or if you used a hook, something to hook it with, do that. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze core up and in, gently press pelvis forward. Press that right foot and right hand into each other. Press the right heel past the right butt cheek. For one. Two. And three, gently release. Don't slingshot the foot, like gently let it go instead of boom, don't do that. Gently release it, and coming back into hands and knees tabletop position. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. I'm gonna move into down dog. So down dog's a bit of a longer stance than tabletop. So I always walk the hands forward about a hand span. Inhale, and then exhale, tuck toes and come into that A shape. And I'm gently pedaling the feet. It's just such a nice opening for the calves. My body just kind of does it automatically. As soon as I come into this shape, my body's like, oh good, I'm gonna stamp one heel down at a time. And it really gets that great stretch into the calf. So inhale, come high onto your tiptoes, and then exhale with a little bend in the knees, so don't lock the knees out. Sink the heels and press the palms and the feet away from each other. This helps to lengthen through the spine and lift the sitting bones. If you feel like you're still rounding out, or if you can see yourself and you're still rounding out, bend the knees more and lift the butt more. This just will help to lengthen through the spine. So we're not trying to get the heels down, we're actually trying to get the spine longer in the shape, and then work on sinking the heels. And don't lock those knees or elbows out. There are a lot of things happening in a down dog. It's not as simple as it looks. The yogis make it look easy, but we're doing a lot. We're also pulling up that low rib cage, but not rounding out through the upper spine. We're moving the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gently release the knees down and come down onto the belly. So just bring a little bit of heat into the back body now. We did a bit in the front body. And seeing if you can keep deepening and lengthening the breath. So we'll do a little bit of work on our back muscles. People are often complaining about back pain, and we can start to build it up a little bit with back strengthening as well as back stretching. So just starting to loosen off first. So stack the palms on top of each other, rest your forehead on top of the palms, and just a backward windshield wiper with the feet. So it's bent knees, feet rocking side to side. Keep a little grip on the core, because whenever we're working with especially the low back, we still want the core supporting it. All the muscles around that low spine are kind of hugging the lumbar spine to keep it in place. And we can help keep it in place more by squeezing up and in. And it's really important because the lumbar spine are not designed to rotate. Our upper rib cage it's designed to rotate. I think it's up to kind of 28-30 something percent depending on the person, that we can rotate that upper body, but the lower body's something more like 15% rotation. We don't really want to rotate that lumbar spine, and that's because all of the nerves running up and down the spine, they get really complex and chunky in that lower area and then into that sacral area. So we want, it's designed for a higher level of protection, higher level of like armor around those nerves. So that's the reason why we want to use our core to support that low back, giving it a big hug, saying, yep, when we let the core go and we don't train it, that lumbar spine becomes very vulnerable because it's not getting that hug that it needs. So just think of it like that. Our core work enables us to hug the lower spine and keep it in place and stop it from rotating further than it's designed to rotate, and keep those nerves protected. Or the nervous system, I guess I should say. All right, that's enough being lazy on the floor. So we're gonna bring the hands into a diamond shape. And then looking down, so the neck isn't, we don't want it, my neck needs to not do that at the moment. So looking down, press the tops of the feet into the floor. Pull the belly up and in, inhale. And then exhale, lift. And then pull those elbows down towards each other. Inhale. You can lower a little bit, bring the diamond back together. And then exhale up. 2, inhale down. Exhale up. 3, inhale down. Exhale up. 4, inhale down. Exhale up. And hold it. For 1, see if you can lift a little higher. 2, keep pressing the feet into the floor. 3, use the inhale to lift higher. 4, hold that height on the exhale. And 5, slowly bring it down. Backward windshield wiper. Nice. And then straightening those legs down again. This time we're going to bring the hands by the sides. Let's have them face down, palms face down, looking straight down. Press the tops of the feet to the floor, inhale. And exhale, lift just the arms and the heart. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, up. 2, inhale, down. Exhale, up. 3, inhale, down. Exhale, up. 4, inhale, down. Exhale, up. 5, hold it here. Option to also lift the toes. Inhale, lift the heart and the feet. Exhale, hold it. 1, 2, lift a little higher. 3, nothing lasts forever. Stay here. Feel into it. 4 and 5. Slowly bring it down. Backward windshield wiper. So now we're probably a little bit more heated. You can come back to those hips and hamstrings. So sitting up onto the heels or standing onto the knees if sitting on the heels is too painful. So inhale, hands to the hips, standing on the knees. And exhale, step that right foot forward. So we kind of already warmed up a little bit before. I'm going to give some options. If you would like to intensify this movement, we can have the back knee off the floor. You can be in a lunge. I'm not doing many lunges at the moment at all because my pelvis is very unstable and it's throwing everything out. So I'm keeping on the gentler side, but you can bring that back knee up if you want to go a bit harder. From here, we're going to inhale to lunge forward and then exhale, stretch back and flip the toes. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, stretch it back. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, stretch it back. So you can hold it with the knee down. Another way to do it is just to reach up onto furniture or even do this from standing onto furniture and sitting back that way. So this one I can do with the knee off, and if you're doing that too, otherwise take a more gentle variation. This is about the right hamstring. So we're stretching the right hamstring. So find a variation that is appropriate for your hips and your fitness level. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, see if you can fall down a little deeper. Inhale, lengthens the spine. Exhale, we try to go deeper only if there's space. Don't push the body. Just ride the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring it forward. Everyone bring the knee down if you've had it up. And exhale, we're gonna flip that right foot to its outer sole again. So we did this earlier, we warmed up a little on this side, on both sides. I like to toe heel mine out a little bit, so it's quite a wide berth space for the hips. Again, find what's appropriate for your hips. We're stretching into the right glute and the outer right thigh. There have been times where I take this variation where the foot's right in the middle, so that might be more appropriate for you. I invite you to just experiment a little, but we need to have the pelvis facing forward. We don't want to be off to one side or anything like that, and we want to have a bend in that right knee. So inhale, deep breath here, and then exhale. We're going to bring it on down. So either a little bend in the elbows, leaning onto a prop, or come down onto the elbows if that's available. We're just going to hold this here. You can have the back knee off if you want to intensify. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale.
End the rainbow.
Exhale. In. Out. In. And out. In. And out. So inhale, slowly press back up. We're going to transition into a pigeon pose. So, toe heel this right foot into the center. You can do it from hands and knees or from down dog. So if you know the practice and you know how to get in from either of those, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to toe heel this foot all the way over to the left-hand side and bring my knee down in the center. So this is the starting position. If you're quite high up, stay here, and that's okay to be high up. And it can be good to get a pillow or pillows under your right sitting bone. If you just can't get into this position, sit on a chair and try and bring your right ankle to the top of your left knee and work with that variation. If you can't get it up there, cross it over your ankle. Start down there. So then from here, if you do have more space, we're going to start shifting the right knee over to the right and lifting the heel. So once you do have more flexibility, you can work on lifting the right foot up and the right knee across. But again, we want to keep those hips square. So from here, we're going to either just hold, like if you've had enough and you can't go any further, stay where you are. If you're still with me, press into the hands, press into the outer right foot, tuck your back toe, inhale, lift up, exhale, sit it back down, inhale, lift it up, exhale, sit it back down, inhale, lift up, and exhale, sit it back down. Next variation, you can untuck that back toe, inhale, lift the heart, exhale, hold down, waterfall pigeon, so inhale up, exhale, fold it down, inhale, lift up, exhale, fold it down, and hold here. So let's hold the pigeon now. And again, high intensity for some people in it to be in their hips in this way. So I invite you to let go of any gripping, whether it be mental or physical, and be very gentle in how you approach your body, and see if you can breathe in and lean in to the place that feels most uncomfortable. And send some TLC, some love, some gentle regard to that area. Take a deep breath in, compassion. And exhale, see if you can lean a little deeper. What happens when you just let go and lean into it? Inhale. Exhale, surrender. Lean into the certainty of gravity. Gravity will hold you. The earth will hold you. So see if you can just drop down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly press back up. And exhale. I'm gonna come out. So option to come into down dog if that feels right for you. Otherwise, just come to hands and knees. Extend that right leg out behind you. I'm just gonna shake mine out a little. Whew, I was there for a long time. Big glute stretch. I'm going to come into down dog now, but if you'd like a child's pose, please do that. So if you're in the dog, you might just close the eyes and pedal the feet and just give your body a moment to recalibrate. Just notice the difference between your right and left side. Inhale. And exhale. I'm not quite finished on the right side. Bring the knees down again, inhale. And then exhale, come back to sitting on the heels again or standing on the knees. We're gonna step the right foot forward but off the mat. If you're on carpet, this is gonna be a little bit harder. We're not coming into a split, but it's gonna look like it. So inhale, hands come down, exhale, see how far you can let that right foot go out in a diagonal. It's not quite the splits. And you can also step that left leg back. Inhale here. Exhale, potentially come onto the forearms. So I did say hamstrings and glutes, so we are doing hamstrings and glutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, press it back up. And exhale back to hands and knees. Option for a down dog, option for child's pose. Inhale. And exhale. 1, 2, and 3. So inhale, knees come down, and exhale here. So sitting up onto the heels and standing onto the knees. We just did so much on the right hand side. We've got to do it all on the left hand side now. So you should feel quite a difference between the right and left side. So let's even that up. Inhale, come to hands and knees. Exhale, step the left foot forward. So we did a little bit of this before. If you want to just quickly do a bit of hip to hamstring stretch, go for it. But we're coming down onto the hands and knees, or if you did on the other side, back knee can come off the floor. So inhale, sink into the front knee. And exhale, sit it back for 1 inhale. Exhale, sit it back. 2, inhale. Exhale it back. So we're either going to hold here or potentially can have the back knee off the floor, or using a prop. Just do whatever you did on the first side. Inhale. And exhale. 1. So keep driving that left femur back so the hips are square. Let the neck be long. Inhale, lengthens through the spine. Exhale, folds deeper if there's space. We are offering the pose to the body as opposed to jamming the body into a pose. You offer the pose and see what the body accepts and go with that. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can lean deeper. Ask the body, be polite. Inhale. And exhale. Coming forward and come down onto that back knee. We're going to flip that left foot to its outer blade, and again, find a position that is right for your hips, where your pelvis is still facing forward and there's no like pinching pain or sharp pain or anything like that. most of these things can also be done with furniture. So if it helps you to just have your leg up on a chair in this position instead, do that. Try different things. Try things that are going to be suitable for your body. And then we're going to either hold here, bend the elbows, come onto a prop, or come onto the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, press up. Exhale, we're shifting into pigeon. So if you're not doing pigeon, sit on a chair and try and cross your left ankle across the top of the right knee. I'm just going to shift over this way. So the knee comes into center first. So you can see a bit better. Knee comes into center first. And then if we have more range, we start to shift the left knee out and the left ankle up. So just depending on your hips, we want to keep that pelvis facing forward and potentially use props under the sitting bones if we need to. So just take a moment to arrange yourself, to arrange your body in a shape that is suitable for you and your hips. Nice. And then we're going to inhale, tuck that back toe, lift up, so press into the hands, lift up with the left knee, and exhale, bring it down. For 1, inhale it up, exhale it down. For 2, inhale it up, exhale down. For 3, from here we'll move into waterfall pigeon. So up onto your fingertips. I'm losing my language, which happens once the parasympathetic nervous system is on. So inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, fold down. Tuck your chin and roll the spine back up. Inhale. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale, lift it up. Down, and we can come all the way down now. So possibly the least comfortable position, but such a high return for your hips and just how you feel in your seat and standing and walking when we look after the hips and glutes in this way. And then of course the low back, because often lower back issues can be glute issues and core issues. So definitely supporting to strengthen and move and stretch the muscles around the low back, and definitely help to reduce or eradicate low back pain. Inhale. Breathe into the space that feels the most sensitive, where the most intensity is. Exhale, lean down. Invite your body to be deeper in the pose. Don't push or force. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, press back up. And then exhale. We're going to come out back to hands and knees. Oh, that hit. All right. So I like to shake mine out a little bit just to give it some recovery. Nice. And then option 2, sit back into a child's pose, or option to come into a down dog. Close the eyes down. Just let the body recalibrate. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, knees come down. And then exhale, sit up, back onto the heels. That's right, we have one more thing to do. So it's not a split, but it's similar. So inhale, coming onto the knees. Exhale, we're gonna step this left foot off the mat. Come down, like I said, it's harder if you're on carpet, so just see how you go. Rehaba. Hey Iris, how you doing? Behaving yourself tonight? Wait, is it night there? No, it's afternoon. So sliding this forward, so it's an off split. We're still working in that direction, but it's just slightly less intense, but it makes us feel a bit more successful because the foot's out to the side. We feel like we can get lower. So it's nice for the hips and the hamstrings. And if you can come down, come down. Inhale. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then inhale, press it back up, slide it back, and exhale. So I'm just shaking my head side to side. My neck is a little sore. I'm going to come into down dog. Again, I invite you to come into down dog or a child's pose. Inhale. Eyes closed. Exhale. Just see if you can hold still and be still. And be content in that stillness. Inhale. And exhale. So yoga kind of goes down, especially when we do hip and hamstring stuff. We're kind of going down into the basement to see what junk we're holding onto. So what thought patterns, what attitudes are we gripping onto? And it reminds us that we can endure intensity. And in fact, there's an empowerment that happens because we are reclaiming something. We're reclaiming space. And you know, space is expensive. Renting a space is expensive. Having space can be quite expensive, and if we can reclaim space in our own bodies where we're carrying junk or gripping onto attitudes we no longer need, and it feels better. And if not any of that, we just feel better in our hips and our low back. And then inhale. If your knees are up, bring them down, and exhale, sitting up to the heels. Just rolling my neck. It's a bit sore. If you're feeling it with the neck as well, I'm just doing right ear to right shoulder and then left ear to left shoulder. So just getting that stretch down the sides of the neck. And then we're going to come into a lying down position. So lying down on the back. You do what you can, yeah. Outer space is so expensive, yeah. Well, it is. You have to be an Elon Musk, and like, who wants to be that guy? What a tool. Am I gonna spark some controversy with me not liking him? I mean, most people don't like him, right? Or is that just here? We just think he's a dick. What a douchebag. A douchebag with money. How fucking original, right? Like, this rich guy's a douchebag. What a surprise. Tell me you're not a fan. Come on, Iris. All right, so we're gonna lie it down. Elon needs everyone to yin the yang out the world. Exactly. Exactly. All right. I'm gonna come down to lying on the back. Can bring the knees to the chest. And just, ow, the knot in my shirt is digging in. So you can bring the knees to the chest, and then if it feels good, rock them side to side as well. So this is just nice for the glutes and the low back. What's also nice is rolling out the feet and the ankles. So point, flex, roll side to side, inhale. And exhale. Iris, what are you doing? Are you working? I always ask you this. Are you working? What are you doing? Are you doing yoga, or you just have it on while you're working? And if so, why are you working on the weekend? From here, we're gonna inhale knees to the chest, and then exhale both knees to the right hand side. Bring your arms out into a T shape, and then see if you can extend one or both legs. I'm gonna do just the top leg and grab on with the foot. So grab on to the foot with the hand. Look over to the left hand side. Inhale. And exhale. But you can bend no legs or both legs if you want. 1. 2. 3. Letting it go, then inhale. Knees come back to center. I don't know if I'm gonna have space here. Exhale both knees down to the left hand side, look over to the right. Do whatever variation you did on the first side. Inhale. Relax the face, relax the jaw. Knees come back to center. Exhale, flatten the feet. And let's bring soles of the feet together and knees go wide. And I'm gonna bring a pillow behind my heart, but I actually wish I had something better than that. I wish I had a block. I don't have one handy. Or even like the foam rollers, they can be good to have behind the heart as well. Behind the heart, and soles of the feet together, knees go wide. So Supta Baddha. One of the poses I still remember the Sanskrit name for. It means lying down. It's not butterfly, it's something else, angle. See, I can't even remember the English name for it. Some things I know the Sanskrit and not the English, and some things I know the English and not the Sanskrit. It's also because I've forgotten a lot of it, because my training was a long time ago. I haven't been teaching as much lately. So if you can reach, hands to elbow creases and forearms above the head, but if they're hanging in the air, just go for this option instead. So coming back to those long, deep belly breaths. just coming back to that notion of surrendering yourself to gravity. There is so much in life that is uncertain. But one thing we can, for the most part, be certain of is our next breath, at least for the time being. There will be oxygen, your lungs can suck it in, they can convert it, and they can send it up to the brain. The solidity of the earth beneath you, it is certain for the time being. And gravity, so many of us have tried or have defied gravity in lots of different ways with different props or machinery. But ultimately gravity is in charge. It's holding us to the earth and it's holding you to the floor. You are safe and that is certain. And slowly bring those knees back together. Just go easy on the hips. Let the hands come back down. Remove any prop that's behind you. And then knees to the chest again. And gently rocking side to side. I completely blanked on what I was going to do next, and now I need to try to remember what I was going to do. It was going to be good. I remember. All right, so we're going to cross right leg over left or right knee over left. And what we're trying to do is get the feet away from each other as much as possible and squeezing those knees together. And if you have range, we're going to bring those knees in closer and grab onto the feet. And then again, we're pressing the feet away a little bit. Pull the knees to the chest. You'll feel this in the right glute. Inhale. I probably don't need to tell you that though. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, and slowly bring them down. Gently release the feet. Cross to the other side. Left knee squeezes over right, feet separate from each other. Grab onto them if you can reach. Inhale. And exhale, left glute stretch. 1, 2, 3, gently release. So knees bend down, release the feet. One more windshield wiper. That pose made me aware of how much I need to pee. And then I'm gonna come back to seated. So I'm gonna rock and roll up. You might like to just roll to one side and press up. Come back to a seated position, inhale. And exhale. Coming into a nice stable seat. From here you could have legs out and do a little bit of this. But I am closing the session down. I've already done some breath work today, but if you want to take a shavasana, definitely go ahead and take one. Genie. Wait, what? Oh, genie. Okay. If you're a genie, you tell us. What? To grant wishes. I'll be granting my own wishes. Do you have anybody on YouTube you recommend for breath work? No, but I do recommend Agni. on Twitch. Agni does some really beautiful meditations. And if you're talking about breath work, like moving into the Kundalini side of things, that's Agni Evolve Yourself TV. If you haven't already followed him, go and follow him. He's a legend. Not just because he does his great breathwork classes, he's very into, he's got a master's in philosophy, plus he's a professional chess player and used to play competitive and now he teaches. So he's a very clever guy, very interesting because he's philosophical,